What's up everyone, I'm Dan and thanks to P-Cube for the review copy for NanoApostle on the Nintendo Switch. NanoApostle stands as a relentless boss rush experience that tests both reflexes and strategy. Developed with a meticulous focus on precision combat, the game immerses players in a dark, futuristic narrative filled with bioweapons, high-stakes battles, and a gripping partnership between protagonist Anita and her sentient nanomechanical companion Apostle. At its core, NanoApostle is not for the faint-hearted. It offers a tough, often punishing experience where players must battle against towering axe-wielding mechs, fire-spewing behemoths, and psychokinetic nightmares. Each foe you face demands skill, patience, and a deep understanding of attack patterns. The challenge is the game's greatest strength, but can also be its most daunting aspect, especially when combined with the occasional issue of unresponsive controls, which unfortunately detracts from the otherwise engaging gameplay. The game opens with Anita awakened in a shadowy research facility implanted with Apostle, a sentient nanomechanical being that grants her incredible combat abilities. Together they must navigate the horrors within this high-tech prison, facing increasingly dangerous prototype bioweapons as they search for a way to escape. While the narrative is intriguing, complete with hidden truths about the facility and its experiments, the story ultimately takes a backseat to the gameplay. It offers enough world building to keep players invested, especially in the relationship between Anita and her AI-like companion Winnie, who provides guidance and support throughout. However, the emotional depth of their bond, while touching, isn't enough to carry the entire game. For many, NanoApostle will be more about the challenge of combat than the narrative journey, which feels underdeveloped compared to the brutal high-stakes action. The heart of NanoApostle lies in its boss battles. From the very first encounter, it's clear that this game doesn't hold your hand. Each boss has a unique set of attack patterns and abilities, and players must learn these quickly if they hope to survive. Success in NanoApostle comes from mastering timing. Perfectly timed dodges, parries, and counterattacks are the keys to victory. You can't just button mash your way to glory here. The game demands calculated precision, rewarding patience, and strategy over recklessness. The game's combat system is deceptively simple at first glance, with basic physical attacks, a dodge mechanic, a parry, and a projectile attack. However, these abilities are deepened by the additional mechanics such as the destruction point system, which encourages players to exploit structural weaknesses in enemies for massive damage. This adds a satisfying layer of tactical depth, where finding and targeting these weak points can turn the tide of battle. Another highlight is the evolving nature of the boss fights. Enemies grow more ferocious as they take damage, often changing the environment around them to add new challenges. This keeps players on their toes, ensuring that no fight feels static. You might begin a battle in one arena only to find the floor collapsing or fire raining down as the enemies enter its final phase. These multi-stage battles demand adaptability, making each encounter a tense and exhilarating experience. One of the most satisfying aspects of NanoApostle is its skill progression system. As you defeat enemies and complete challenge stages, you earn skill points that can be used to unlock new abilities. These skills often come with trade-offs. Some increase your damage output at the cost of reducing healing effectiveness, for example, forcing players to experiment and find combinations that suit their playstyle. This flexibility makes the game feel fresh even when facing the same bosses multiple times. Whether you prefer a more defensive approach, dodging and countering at the perfect moment, or an all-out offensive strategy that focuses on maximizing damage output, NanoApostle provides tools to support various playstyles. However, this system isn't without its frustrations. The controls, while generally solid, can be inconsistent at critical moments. In a game where precision is everything, the occasional missed dodge or delayed response can be devastating. NanoApostle isn't just about boss fights. The game includes a challenge system that rewards players for completing specific tasks such as defeating hordes of enemies or performing acrobatic feats in parkour-style obstacle courses. These sections serve as a break from the relentless boss battles, offering a different kind of challenge that emphasizes dexterity and quick thinking over combat strategy. While not as intense as the core of combat, these challenges are a welcome addition, providing variety and helping players sharpen their reflexes for the next boss encounter. Visually, NanoApostle is a great looking game. The sleek, futuristic design of the environments and enemies create a haunting atmosphere that complements the dark sci-fi narrative. Each boss is visually distinct, their menacing forms and attack patterns add to the overall tension of the battles. The game's use of lighting and sound further enhances this atmosphere with a soundtrack that pulses with intensity during critical moments, pulling players deeper into the action. NanoApostle is not without its flaws. The story, while interesting, doesn't fully capture the emotional or narrative weight it hints at, and the game's controls can feel unresponsive at times, leading to frustration in an otherwise precise experience. Additionally, those looking for exploration or varied gameplay outside of boss battles might find the game lacking in that department. However, for fans of challenging action games, NanoApostle is a standout. The complex and rewarding combat combined with its evolving boss fights and flexible skill system make it a game that will test even the most experienced players. If you thrive on precision and enjoy the thrill of conquering difficult foes, NanoApostle offers an experience that is as brutal as it is satisfying. NanoApostle is out now on the Nintendo eShop, priced at $16.99 in the UK and $19.99 in the US. Have you played it already? And what do you think about this one? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks as always for watching, and until next time.